following is not financial advice and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Winning is not a pre-programmed mathematical certainty. Bitcoin's math is flawless, but humans are flawed. Most of you believe that hyper-Bitcoinization endgame is a foregone conclusion. That belief is a terminal virus. Complacency is the silent killer of superior protocols. History is a graveyard of superior technologies that failed to cross the chasm. If you think that the legacy system will simply hand you the keys, you are delusional. You are not waiting for a transition, we are fighting a war of architectural replacement. The prize is 450 trillion in global monetary premium. The cost is total participation. The simulation doesn't reward spectators. Nearly 60% of Bitcoiners believe victory is guaranteed by the protocol. That is a hazardous mindset. A world-class athlete who believes that winning is impossible loses the game. A world-class athlete who believes that winning is inevitable loses their edge. Code cannot manifest itself into the physical layer without agency. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer network of people, not just machines. If the human nodes go dark, the outcome changes. We have the superior protocol, and we are in the game, but the Bitcoin standard requires active maintenance. We must reintroduce human agency into our narrative. The early adopter phase is nearing its ceiling. Between us and the early majority lies a massive, jagged canyon, the chasm. The pragmatists are coming. They do not care about your cypherpunk roots. They do not care about the Byzantine generals problem. They don't want to be their own bank. They want a killer app that works. They want the Bitcoin equivalent of Netflix, high-velocity utility, zero-latency interfaces. In the United States, adoption has hit a structural plateau. 48 million users in 2024, stagnation in 2025. Why? Because the media has successfully neuro-associated Bitcoin with tribal politics. Politicization is a friction point. The early majority don't want a revolution, they want a solution. To cross the chasm, we must stop talking to ourselves. We must speak the language of the pragmatic middle. Silicon Valley didn't win by explaining TCP/IP, it won by making the internet invisible. Bitcoin is decentralized, yet it requires leaders, not rulers, leaders. Satoshi Nakamoto provided the ultimate blueprint for service leadership. Look at the data. Wealth. The original coins remain untouched. Status. No Satoshi Foundation, no CEO title. Fame. Total pseudonymity. This is the Silicon Valley dream inverted. We need ambiverts to lead this next phase. People who know when to challenge the Wall Street incumbents, and more importantly, people who know when to shut up and listen. Consider the UK pension fund that just allocated 3% to Bitcoin. That didn't happen because someone shouted about ending the Fed. It happened because a leader spoke the languages of ESG mandates and social proof. He solved their specific solvency problem. He didn't sell them a philosophy, he sold them an asymmetric upside. The boiling the oceans narrative is a legacy attack vector. It's data poor, it's intellectually dishonest. But defense is a losing game. It's time for a hard reset on the ESG debate. Bitcoin mining is a demand-side miracle for global energy. Traditional data centers are static, Bitcoin miners are energy hunters. 80% of a miner's operating expenses is power. This forces them to the furthest edges of the grid, specifically landfills. Landfills are the top 3 contributors to human-produced methane. Bacteria, methanotropes, create gas that is usually vented or flared. By setting up mining operations on just 35 global landfills, Bitcoin becomes carbon negative. This isn't a carbon credit accounting trick, this is a direct intervention in the physics of the planet. Even Greenpeace USA leaders are softening when they see the math. We aren't just securing a network, we're cleaning the biosphere. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt for the critics. Why hasn't the early majority arrived in mass? Information asymmetry mixed with ego. If you missed the internet in 1995, you just got a late start. If you missed Bitcoin at $100, you suffered a psychological wound. It's easier for the human ego to label Bitcoin a bubble than to admit to a $5 million mistake. We are also fighting the Cantillon effect beneficiaries. Central banks and financial middlemen have a legacy architecture to protect. They use the media to create fiction and FUD. Take their attacks as a compliment. We've moved from ignored to fought. This is the final stage before won. Let's talk about the endgame. The total addressable market, Global assets are valued at roughly 900 trillion. But we aren't looking to replace every house and factory, we're looking for the monetary premium. People buy real estate they don't live in to store wealth. They buy gold they can't move to protect against debasement. These are monetary proxies. They're inefficient, they're high friction stores of value. Approximately 50% of the world's wealth is trapped in these proxies. That's a $450 trillion prize. It's the hardest, most portable, most secure asset in history. It is digital scarcity eating the world of value. The most sophisticated technical critique is quantum computing. Is the code vulnerable? Eventually, more than 10 years away. The threat is not just quantum computers cracking a key, the threat is the market believing we cannot reach a consensus to fix it. We will eventually face hard reset choices. What happens to lost coins? What happens to Satoshi's original wallet? These are not simple fixes, they are strategic trade-offs. If we remain complacent, the quantum flood will paralyze the market. If we remain active nodes, we upgrade the protocol. The network has already survived a dozen hard forks. The code is adaptive, the humans must be too. Bitcoin is the only asset that allows a refugee to carry their life's work in their head. It's the only technology that turns a rural landfill into a financial windfall. It's the greatest architectural upgrade in the history of capital. But do not mistake superiority for inevitability. The simulation requires your participation. The legacy systems will not go quietly into the night. We are the nodes of the human network. You are the part of an elite, informed minority that sees the new macro before the rest of the world. Stop waiting for the future, build the consensus. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.